but it meant that like I couldn't even apply to Kagari because I was locked in.
Yeah, okay, first match. I don't know who the guy is on the left. I'm pretty sure the person on the right is Dubois, who plays Wolf. Lightkuma. Oh, this motherfucker. Okay.
Okay, so this is a round 1 match. I did pull up the pools, by the way, and you were correct that this is the Jose pool. So good luck to everybody else.
Yeah. I charge bell. Good luck, everybody else. All right, so we've got ourselves good old Incineroar versus Wolf.
It's the classics.
Yeah, so it's they're probably button checking.
Yeah. We just make sure back air works.
Yeah. So Lightkuma9 is like, I've played this guy exactly once, and there are 2 ways that I think that you can play Incineroar. You can either play him with heart or like schizophrenia, and I think Lightkuma9 is like a heart player. So I don't know. It's sort of just like the I'm not gonna die no matter what kind of play.
I can see that. Yeah.
He's very resistant. I have to say, from the limited time I've seen him.
It's interesting that you mentioned like the heart or other types of play, because recently that's really been going around on like FGC Twitter, like what kinds of games are what kinds of players, and like the heart conversation has come back lately.
Yeah, and it's interesting to try and make that call, at least to me, because like until you get into the very high levels, I don't feel like having that sort of gameplay like is meaningful. It's sort of the you don't want to self-brand yourself, right? Because that would limit how you perceive yourself, how you're allowed to play. Like if you're a rushdown and you're like, oh, I'm only able to move at people, I'm only able to run at people, you are going to lose to every fucking team like under the sun.
Oh yeah.
So you gotta shirk that responsibility. It's like if you look at any top player, I think Junebug said this a long time ago. If you look at any top player and you try to break up like the heart, mind, and the soul, they're gonna score A's on like all of them. They're just like 2% higher on the one that we consider them. If you go do that for like a 2-2er, they're like gonna be at like 25% for 2 of them and then 50% for the one. Much higher difference. You're still bad.
You're still bad.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, I agree with that.
God.
It's kind of like those players who are like, yeah, I'm more of a feel player, and they're an O2er like, nah, bro, you're just trash.
Yeah. Are you feeling 33rd this week?
Learn the frame data, please, I beg you.
Yeah.
I hate when I tell people that they should learn their frame data or like punish windows or whatever, and they're like, I'm just a feel player.
Yeah.
Okay, bro.
You know what's really weird? When like the motherfuckers who do that are also at the top level. Base Mage has said before, like someone asked like, how do you edgeguard Meta Knight as Puff? And then he goes, I don't know, I just do it.
Vibes.
You're the best Puff player in the world. You cannot be doing that.
Larry used to be the same way. He's like, I just gonna hit him.
Yeah, that's why he lost to every Bayonetta in Smash 4.
Okay,
like,
that's fair enough, fair enough.
All right, first stock round.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see how these two play. I think Dubois is, from my knowledge, like he's a pretty balanced Wolf player. Like nothing sticks out too hard to me as like what he tries to go for. I think he just tries to play like as honest of a game as he can.
Does he have a 50% stat?
Nothing I can tell. It's probably like 33 in all directions.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, these are really bad numbers, but like I gotta keep them relative. You know, a lot of people, they would kill for 33%. You know, all I gotta do is understand one number. Dude, this guy is walking around Incineroar. This is insane.
So there is no fear happening right here. Great up smash.
Yeah.
Okay. Even it up.
Dubois plays neutral, that's for sure. I think I played this guy with my Mario once, and I don't know, I just kind of, I think, ooh, does he have a jump?
Catch.
I actually don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Wow.
That
okay.
worked out.
Yeah, that was actually extremely convenient. Dude, Incineroar's down tilt is like invincible.
Oh, that was mean. We're fine, though. 45%.
Yeah. Dude, that was an entire scrap situation I wasn't ready for. But yeah, I would say that if there's anything I remember from Dubois in particular, if he sees it jump, he's going to try and do something about it. So, you know, especially if he's just like sitting in the corner, he's really looking for like any movement to call out. Yeah, see you, man.
He is getting thrown a lot. I feel like Lightkuma's recognizing, okay, if you're just going to walk slightly outside of my normal threat range, I'm going to use the extendo grabber, and it's working pretty well. Okay.
Dude, this guy,
he's
a
feeling
lot of side Bs in the last 2 seconds. I really like the idea of going for the down smash. Unfortunately, just not enough time on the invincibility there. You know what? We'll give it to you. Instead like, Wolf's back air, man. I don't understand what it's doing sometimes. That move is big in a way that feels like it rounds up to the nearest death. Like, you'll just pop it and it'll kill it like 80. I'm like, I'm Wolf.
He's like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit nuts, especially in the corner. And because it's got, like, that circular heel hitbox that extends just a little bit. He can. It's like he's got daggers on his. Well, I guess he does have daggers on his shoes, but daggers on the other side of his shoe.
Yeah, dude, that shit's like -2 on block if you do it right. It's gross.
Yeah, it's nasty. Oh, Cheeto fingers though.
Okay, he's still alive. Still in kind of a tough position. Yeah, that down tilt spam. That's the. Oh, wow, he is still not dead. Do it again. Yeah, waiting for it again. He jumps again. Lightkuma not thinking he's going to do the same thing twice. Okay, this wolf stock is kind of on borrowed time.
Speaking of a wolf stock, though, if he gets like a couple of fairs at the right times and that back air in the corner at max rage.
Kuma is mad impatient for this, I just got to say. I don't wonder if it's going to matter or not, because this, I mean, like one straight nair and you could just go. He's moving in. Yeah, you're gone.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He found his hole.
Wolf's got range, man. Like, you do kind of have to push in like that sometimes, but also, like, you're up 110. You don't want to start getting put into disadvantage state against this character.
It's a weird scenario where, like, you're trying to kind of zone break, but not at, like, a zoner range. It's like that weird middle range where Wolf likes to space out with that back air you mentioned, and, of course, with those other aerials. And when you're really feeling it, the laser, but that's not going to happen as much in this matchup.
Yeah, I would say one thing that I've noticed a lot of Wolf players talk about online is, I mean, this was a few years ago. They said that Wolf doesn't have, like, the button, you know? Because if you look at any character, like, if you look at me, Brawler, he's got a nair. That's, like, his button. If you look at Incineroar, he's got his nair. That's, like, the button. It's the button that solves everything.
Yeah.
Wolf has 5 buttons that all solve everything extremely well, but you need to make a constant decision of what button it is, which is not something that comes easily. Like, he uses his stuff a lot more balanced. You know, it's like a... You ever hear about the 80-20 rule? Where like 80% of what you do is 20% of what you know. Wolf doesn't follow that, and I think that kind of makes it difficult to make judgment calls on how to play neutral, because just all the time you have to figure out what button you're trying to press. And sometimes you figure out what button works for the player, and it just murders people. But other times it's not as simple. When people are constantly adapting to you, it can get really tricky to decide what to do.
Though on the other side of that is because you have all those buttons that are like kind of good enough answers in a lot of scenarios, even if there is an optimal choice, it can be difficult to read a Wolf player sometimes because they're throwing out all these different options.
Oh, no jump on that.
Yeah, no jump.
Oh,
he's in trouble. He's in trouble. Okay.
All right, put him on the ledge.
Deep breath.
I'm not sure if I'm a fan of these roll catches. Like, they're fine because you're not going to take the most damage, but like, you really want to make sure that he's like fighting for every inch. Don't do it again. Okay, he's playing a little bit safer.
Do it again.
Yeah, wait him out, wait him out. Incineroar, if you put him in the corner like that, it's going to be a little bit difficult to get anything started. Oh, yeah.
So many of these scenarios, these rinse and repeats at the ledge are working out so well for Lightkuma. Not necessarily getting stocks off of them, but just racking up so much damage when Dubois is stuck in disadvantage.
Finally gets that first stock off. Doing a little bit better than last time. This is manageable. That's the way I can put it.
Oh, the extendo grab.
Yeah, man, that was really close to killing too.
He's got like the, the claw from the aquarium. Just a little bit further of a grab range. And you think, what a hitbox.
Yeah, does that have a sour spot? I want to say it never has hit me in a sour way ever.
I am not familiar with any sour spot on that move now.
Yeah, it's like the, oh my god, that's so much damage.
If it, he tried it again.
Oh,
that's so scary as well.
He's not dead.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, he died.
He actually is dead. That's crazy.
Jesus Christ.
GG, shake my hand.
That's just an example of how fast Incineroar can pull something away from you if you're not careful. You have to be so cautious around him. And really the tricky part is, like, in that match in particular, your buttons are about as fast as his. His might be faster. Like, Wolf does not have the fastest nair. It's not frame 3 like the rest of them. He doesn't have the fastest forward air, he doesn't have the fastest up air. Incineroar, I would say, has a lot of the similar aerials in terms of startup. So